at that. Successful Indie Author 5-Minute Focus, episode 225, being present. And this relates to as it relates to your author business. Also doesn't hurt to, if you apply it to life. You're listening to this broadcast because you want to get something out of it, either improve your publishing business or a tidbit that you might be able to apply to your writing or any part of the authoring and publishing kind of world. What else are you doing at this moment? Some people are listening while doing something else. Some people are listening while also being on Facebook and doing some other things. And sometimes it's better to focus as you listen. Sometimes if you're not going to give it that much attention, not listen at all. And that's sometimes a hard decision to make. What about when this is over? As soon as this 5 minutes, that usually lasts 6.5 or 7 minutes, is over, what then do you do? Turn it off, go to something else, or apply, sit and think about what we talked about, or get into your work and do something that matters. Are you listening to me while doing your day job? If you're working from home, or even if you are at your day job but are able to listen, how is that working out? Is that okay? Are you getting enough out of it? And can you take a note or two to apply later? Because you just don't remember as much when you hear it as if you see it, hear it, say back, the learning cycle. And being present is about being here now for your work. And this is the whole purpose of that lead up was my current work in progress. I'm diving in here and there, trying to dabble and get 100 words, 200 words, and then I've got to run off and do something else. And I go back through it, and they're good phrases, but it's kind of disjointed. I repeat myself, those kinds of things that aren't, will take a lot of time to fix on an edit. Whereas if I just focused completely on that at one point in time for set periods of time, it would be so much better in the first draft. I like first drafts that the editor doesn't have to struggle over and say, what did you try to say here? What do you mean? And when I look back at it, what was I thinking when I did that? Or why am I saying this again? I just said it 3 paragraphs up. Being present, putting everything else aside for a short period of time. And this is why sprints work so well for authors. When you start a timer, 15 minutes, you get a jam on your story. Maybe that's what you need to do when you're looking at your work, even if it's just an edit or something else. Sprint, do it with set periods of time and push all distractions away for these 15 minutes. I really have to focus on this. And you'll find that your focus and your finished effort will be so much better. And that's one thing I'll do as soon as I'm done here. Set up a 15 sprint to get try to get the scene down. It's a combat scene. How could I miss? Should be fun to write, should be fast to write, and should flow well. And then I'll go back later and clean up some side sounds and do those kinds of things to make it more holistic, the 3-dimensional view of the written world. So you disappear into the story you're writing. You're disappearing into that world, even if it's sit and fantasize and think about it and do nothing else. What is going on here? Try to put yourself into that position. You're in the director's chair, and all you see, 3-dimensional. It's like an Oculus, a 3D virtual reality machine, showing you everything, whichever way you look, whatever you smell, whatever you taste. And when people are talking to you about something, and this will go for like 20 Books Vegas, the conference, focus on them. Listen to them, like about giving a little attention here and there, like, hey, here's somebody, I want to go talk to that person over there. Give them your attention and then say, oh, by the way, I'm sorry, I do need to go. I got something for this other person. But disconnect yourself from the conversation before being distracted to the point that the person talking to you just stops talking. That's not a way to go through life. So you do stop, smell the roses, be present for, even if it's just 5 seconds, be present, be better, and then disconnect and move on, and then be present there. You'll find when you're writing your books, they're going to be better. You find when you're editing, you're going to do a better job. Find when you're managing your business, you'll do a better job. It's not multitasking isn't multitasking. You cannot do 2 things at once. You can only do one, but you switch really back and forth. But is that the best effort you can give to this one thing rather than giving 15 minutes here, 15 minutes here, as opposed to 30 minutes of 30-second snippets back and forth. You'll find one works a lot better than the other. All right, everybody, 5 minutes. Peace, fellow humans.